Hello everyone, welcome to the lecture series on building material and construction 18 CV 34. Let's start with the today's discussion on the second module, lecture number 17. Myself, Professor Vijayalakshmi, Assistant Professor, Department of Civil Engineering, KLS VDIT, Haliyar. So these are the course content covered in this lecture. In today's lecture, classification of the brick masonry, bonds in brick work, that is header, stretcher, English bond, Flemish bond will be discussed. The learning outcome. After this lecture, the student will have a better understanding of classification of the bricks, types of bond in brickwork, requirement of good brick masonry which is required in the construction of different types of structures. So it falls under the Bloom's taxonomy of level L1 and L2. These are the course content covered in the previous lecture. So characteristics and requirement of good brick masonry were discussed. So in this today's lecture, we'll start with the types of brick masonry. So under the heading of types of brick masonry, brick used in masonry are of two types, traditional bricks and the modular bricks. So brick masonry is made up of brick unit bonded together with the mortar. So the two essential components of the brick masonry are therefore bricks and the mortar. The mortar used for brick masonry should have same characteristics as that of the bricks as well as the mortar. So the mortar act as a cementing material and the individual brick unit together to act as an homogeneous mass. The mortar used for the brick masonry will be cement mortar, lime cement mortar, lime surki mortar and mud mortar. So in case of mud mortar, it is used for low rise buildings which carry light load. Cement mortars are used for high-rise buildings where strength is of prime importance. Lime mortar and lime surki mortar are used for all types of construction work. Bricks are manufactured by molding clay in rectangular block of uniform predetermined size, drying them and then burning them in a kiln. Clay is a plastic earth constituted largely of sand and alumina with traces of chalk, iron, manganese dioxide, etc. Good bricks should be thoroughly burnt so that they become hard and durable in nature. Satisfactory burning of the brick is essential by giving a hard, clear ringing sound emitted when two bricks are stuck each other. The brick should be free from cracks, chips and large particles of lime. The strength of the brick masonry depend on the quality of the brick, quality of the mortar, method of bonding unit, unbonded wall. Even construction with good quality bricks and good quality mortar have little strength and durability. Brick masonry is preferred over the other types of masonry due to these reasons. The bricks are of uniform size and shape and hence they are laid in a definite pattern. The brick units are light in weight and small in size, hence they can be easily handled by bricklayers by hand. Bricks do not need any dressing. The art of laying bricks can be understood very easily and even unskilled mason can do the brick masonry. So stone masonry construction requires a highly skilled mason. Bricks are easily durable and they are easily available at all sites, unlike stone which are available only at the quarry site. Due to this, it does not require transportation for long distance. Ornamental work can be easily done with brick. Light partition wall and filler walls can be easily constructed in the brick masonry. So as I explained, there are two types of bricks, that is traditional brick and the modular brick. Traditional bricks are those which does not have standard size in. So the dimension of the traditional brick vary from place to place. The length varies from 20 to 25 centimeter, width varies from 10 to 13 centimeter, and thickness varies from 5 to 7.5 centimeter. The commonly adopted size of the traditional brick is 23 by 11.4 by 7.6 centimeter. And in case of modular brick, the modular brick conforms to the size laid down by the Bureau of Indian Standard. Any brick which is of same uniform size are laid down by Bureau of Indian Standard is known as modular brick. The nominal size of the modular brick is 20 by 10 by 10 centimeter, while the actual size of the brick is 19 by 9 by 9 centimeter. The nominal size include the mortar thickness. Masonry modular bricks are economical to manufacture, require less area for drying, stacking, and require less brickwork for the same surface area of the wall in comparison to the conventional brick. The masonry with modular bricks can be used for any type of construction work. So these are the different types of brick masonry: common burnt bricks, concrete bricks, sand lime bricks, that is it contains calcium silicate, and in fly ash clay bricks, engineering bricks. Other types of bricks include bullnose, channel type, coping, cow nose, and hollow bricks. So these are the different types of bonds in brickwork: structure bond, header bond, English bond, and Flemish bond. So these are the different types of brick bonds in brickwork. So first one is the stretcher bond. So in case of stretcher bonds are stretching bond is the one in which all the bricks are laid as stretchers on the face of the wall. The length of the brick are thus along the direction of the wall. This pattern is used only for those walls which have thickness of half brick, that is 9 centimeter, such as those used as partition wall, sleeper wall, division wall, or chimney stacks. The bonding is not possible if the thickness of the wall is more. So you can see in the figure how the bricks are laid in stretcher bond. So this is the elevation and 135 course of the stretcher bond. So in the elevation you can see the first course, second course, and third course up to the fourth course. And in the isometric view, how the bricks are laid for the stretcher bond. So here, as I told, the longer face of the brick as seen in the elevation. So in the brick is size 190 mm by 90 mm by 90 mm. So 190 mm by 90 mm face is the stretcher. So that is nothing but 19 centimeter by 9 centimeter face is the stretcher. The stretcher bond is the brick is the simplest repeating pattern, but the limitation of the stretcher bond is that it cannot made effective bonding with adjacent bricks in full width thickness brick wall. They are suitably used only for one half brick thick wall, such as for the construction of half brick thick partition wall. They need supporting structures such as brick masonry column at regular interval. So other common application can be used such as boundary walls, garden, etc. The stretcher bond commonly used in steel or reinforced concrete framed structure as the outer facing. These also used as the outer facing of cavity wall. They need supportive structure, as I told. For the brick masonry, wall constructed with stretcher bond are not stable enough to stand alone in case of long span and height. So this is the header bond. So you can see the elevation as well as the plan. So in case of elevation up to the fourth course, it is shown here how the bricks are laid in the header bond, and you can see the courses in 135. So this is the header bond, what you can see here, as I was telling about the elevation and the isometric view of the brick wall for the header bond. So in case of header bond or heading bond is one in which all the bricks are laid as headers on the face of the wall. The width of the brick are thus along the direction of the wall. The pattern is used only when the thickness of the wall is equal to one brick, that is 18 centimeter. The overlap is usually kept equal to half the width of the brick. This is achieved by using 3/4 bats, that is 3/4 brick bats in each alternate courses as coin. This bond does not have strength to transmit pressure in the direction of the length of the wall. As such, it is unsuitable for load-bearing wall. The bond is specially useful for curved brickwork where the structure, if used, could project beyond the face of the wall and would necessarily be inconvenient cutting. This is also used in the construction of the footing. So, in this case of header bond, it is the shorter face of the brickwork. It is the shorter face of the brick as seen in the elevation. In the standard brick, it is 90 mm by 90 mm face, that is 9 cm by 9 cm. This type of bond is useful for the construction of one brick thick wall. And in this case, all the bricks are laid in the header course. The overlap is usually kept equal to half the width of the brick. And the bond does not have strength to transmit the pressure. So this is the English bond. Next is how the bricks are laid in the alternate courses. In this alternate course consists of headers and stretchers. This is the most commonly used type of bond for all wall thickness. This bond is considered to be a strongest bond. The bond consists of alternate courses of header and stretcher. So in this type of bond, the vertical joints of the header course come over each other. Similarly, the vertical joints of the stretcher course also come over each other. In order to break the vertical joint in the successive courses, it is essential to place queen closer after the first header, that is called as queen header, in each heading course. Also, only headers are used for the hearting of the thicker walls. So next is what is the different essential features of the English bond. Alternate course will show either header or stretcher in elevation. So every alternate header comes centrally over the joint between two stretchers in course below. In the stretcher course, the stretchers have a minimum lap of 1/4 their length over the header. There is no continuous vertical joint. Wall of each multiple of half brick, that is 1 brick thick wall, 2 brick thick wall, 3 brick thick wall, present the same appearance on both the face. Thus, a course showing stretcher on the front face will also show stretcher on the back face. Wall of odd multiple of half brick, that is 1.5 brick thick wall, 2.5, will show stretcher on one face and header on the other face. The hearting, that is middle portion of each of the thicker walls, consists entirely of the header. At least every alternate transverse joint is continuous from face to face. A header course should never start with the queen closer, as it will get displaced. The queen closer should be placed just next to the queen header. So you can see here, and queen closer are not required in the stretcher course. Since the number of vertical joint in the header course are twice the number of vertical joint in the stretcher course, the joint in the header course are made thinner than the joints in the stretcher course. So these are the different plan as well as the elevation. So only the plan of English bond for 1 brick equal, 1.5 and 2 brick equal is shown in the isometric. You can see how the queen closer is placed in 135 course and 246 course. So in case of 135 course, the queen closer is placed horizontal, whereas in case of 246 course, it is placed vertical. Next is the plan of 1.5 brick equal. Here also same, it is shown here. The queen closer is placed horizontal, and in case of 246 course, the queen closer is placed vertical. This is the English bond for 1.5 brick equal. Both the plan as well as the isometric view is shown. So what you see in the front face and what you see in the back face is correctly represented here. Next is the Flemish bond. So in the case of Flemish bond, this type of bond in each course is comprised of alternate header and stretcher. Each course, as I told, it comprises of alternate header and stretcher. Alternate course start with the header at the corner, that is coin header. Coin closer are placed next to the queen, that is coin header in alternate course, to develop the face lap. Means every alternate course start with the header at the corner, that is called as coin header. Coin closer, that is called as queen closer or the coin closer, are placed next to the queen header in the alternate course to develop the face lap. Every header is centrally supported over the stretcher below. Flemish bond are of two types, that is single Flemish bond and double Flemish bond. So in case of single Flemish bond, this bond is a combination of English and Flemish bond. So this bond uses the strength of the English bond and appearance of the Flemish bond. And in this type of work, the facing of the wall consists of Flemish bond on the backing, Flemish bond, and the backing consists of English bond in each course. It is used for those wall having thickness at least equal to 1.5 brick. So in case of double Flemish bond, alternate headers and stretchers are laid in each course, and the facing and the backing of the wall in each course have the same appearance, in wall having thickness equal to odd multiple of half brick, half bat and 3/4 bat are amply used. For walls having thickness equal to even multiple of the half brick, no bats are required. And the header or the stretcher will come out as header or stretcher on the same course in front as well as the back face. So in case of single Flemish bond, in case of single Flemish bond, the English bond is comprised. It consists of double Flemish bond facing and English bond backing and hearting in each course. So as I told, single Flemish bond is comprised of double Flemish bond facing and English bond backing and hearting in each course. The bond thus is which is used, it recognizes the strength of the English bond and appearance of the Flemish bond. In this type of bond, it can be used for those walls having thickness at least equal to 1.5 brick. Double Flemish bond facing is done with good quality expansive bricks. So here cheaper bricks can be used for backing and hearting. So you can see in this figure how the bricks are placed. This is the plan of 1.5 brick equal and in odd course and as well as in the even course. Similarly, this is the 1.5 brick equal for in case of single Flemish bond for odd cores as well as the even cores. So here this is the one brick thick wall for the Flemish bond. The plan as well as the isometric view is shown here. This is the 1.5 brick thick wall for the Flemish bond. Both the plan as well as the isometric view is shown here. So in the case of double Flemish bond, each course presents the same appearance in the front face as well as in the back face. Alternate headers and stretchers are laid in each course. Because of this, double Flemish bond present a better appearance than the English bond. And this is the how the bricks are placed in elevation and in isometric view. Next, what are the different special features of the double Flemish bond? Every course it consists of a header and stretcher placed alternately. Facing and backing of the wall in each course have the same appearance. Coin, that is queen closer are used next to the coin header in each alternate course. Actually, it is a queen closer which has to be placed next to the coin header in each alternate course. In wall having thickness equal to odd multiple half brick, 1.5 brick thick wall and 3/4 bricks are amply used. For walls having thickness equal to even multiple of half brick, no bricks are required. A header or structure which comes out as header or structure in the same course in front as well as in the back face. So this is the comparison for the English as well as the Flemish bond. English bond is stronger than the Flemish bond for wall thickness than 1.5 brick thick. Flemish bond gives more pleasing appearance than the English bond. Broken bricks can be used in the form of bats in Flemish bond. More mortar is required. The construction of the Flemish bond requires greater skill in comparison with the Flemish bond. In comparison with the English bond. So here the construction with the Flemish bond requires greater skill in comparison with the English bond. So next, what are the requirements of the brick masonry? So in case of this, the good brick masonry should utilize the bricks which should be sound, hard, durable, and it should be uniform in color, and it should be compact, homogeneous. It should be free from cracks, lumps, or the voids, and the bricks should be laid with the beds having the frog at the upward, and bricks should be laid horizontally and should have truly vertical joint. So you have to avoid the use of brick bats here. After the construction of the brick masonry, it should be cured for 2 to 3 weeks in case of lime mortar, and if you are using cement mortar, it has to be cured for 1 to 2 weeks. So in order to carry out the brickwork at higher level, scaffolding should be used. So this is the summary of the today's lecture. Brick masonry is a highly durable form of construction. It is built by placing bricks in mortar in a systematic manner to construct solid mass that withstand exerted loads. The bond in brick masonry which adhere brick together is produced by filling joints between the bricks with suitable mortar. So the header bond is useful when the design demand curved structure to be constructed. In such case, stretcher bond cannot be used. Apart from using it for curved structure, it can be used for brickwork in the foundation. Stretcher bond is formed by laying bricks horizontally as stretchers on the face of the wall. The length of the brick is along the horizontal direction of the Wall. The structure bond is used when wall of half brick thickness can be constructed. And these are the reference links provided. You can go through it. Thank you.